The Dyson, oh, that just went in my mouth. It doesn't make my hair feel like crispy straw. Ooh, I should have cleaned this. That's disgusting. Ah, that's hot. Hi guys, welcome back. So there's a reason why I currently have a towel on my head. Today's video is a little bit different, but I thought I would just do it on my channel instead of on TikTok or Instagram Reels or something, because I don't know, I just don't think that I could fit enough into a Reels video in like 30 seconds. Quite a few of you guys had sent me DMs and tagged me in videos of people using this new Babyless. Is it Babyless? I always used to call it Babyless when I was younger. I think it's Babyless. Basically, there's this new hair tool which is supposedly like a dupe of the Dyson Airwrap. So today I thought I would do a half and half comparison of a hairstyling tool that is £400 compared to this Babyless tool, which I got on Boots on sale for £40, but I think full price it's 60. I know that hot styling brushes that dry your hair and smooth it at the same time have been around for years, but the whole point of the Dyson Airwrap is that it curls your hair while drying it, so you don't have to dry your hair then curl it. And also it comes with a whole bunch of other attachments as well as like smoothing brushes, and it's got the classic barrel brush, and it's a hairdryer at the same time. And then the Babyless one also comes with a smoothing brush, a curling attachment, which is the main thing that I'm interested in. It's got the barrel brush, and then it's got a hairdryer attachment as well. So it's kind of like a much cheaper alternative to the Dyson, but is this actually going to work is the question. So this is my Dyson Airwrap. I've had this for just over a year now. Last November, I think it was, or December 2019, I was gifted this by Dyson. I'm not too sure what they were thinking gifting me an Airwrap, but one of the best things I've ever received, and I have loved this in the past year, but it's expensive. I did actually end up having to buy the longer barrels for this because my hair is quite long. I found that the shorter barrels that come in the original set didn't quite do it for my hair, so I ended up getting the longer barrels for my birthday last year. So that is something to bear in mind if you do have long hair and you're considering getting one of these. It comes in this massive case. I did get the purple one. They have it in different colours now, I think, and oh my god, please excuse how dusty and disgusting it is in here. Hopefully you can't see that, and like the camera's blurring it all nicely. So with the Airwrap Complete Styler Kit, you get one of the barrel brushes. Mine is covered in hair, as you can see. You get two different smoothing brushes. To be quite honest with you, I'm not too sure what the difference is between these. They both tend to do the same sort of thing on my hair. You get the standard hairdryer attachment to just blow dry your hair, and then you get two different widths of barrels. But like I said, the original ones it comes with are really quite short, and you get two of each size, one for each direction of your hair, because like the way that the Airwrap works is not just a standard curling iron. It kind of sucks your hair up in a particular direction depending on which one of these you use. So you get one for the left side of your head, one for the right, and then you also get the slightly thicker ones as well, but I don't really tend to use those, to be honest, because I tend to use my longer ones instead. So very quick overview, it's pretty lightweight. I think this is lighter than my hair dryers that I used to use, and I pretty much just use this for everything now. I used to be the type of person that straightened / curled my hair pretty much every single day, which is really bad, really bad for your hair, because my straighteners that I used before, I had GHDs, which I still absolutely love, and if it's a time where I want my hair to last a long time and stay completely straight or smooth or curled, I will use my GHDs, or I do actually have another Babyless curler which I use as well, which is a lot cheaper, and I do use those other heat styling tools on occasion, but most of the time now I use my Dyson. And I have to say, since using this, my hair has felt a lot less damaged. This doesn't make it feel crispy, and it doesn't make it smell burnt, because I think this only goes up to 150 degrees. Most hair styling tools are around like 200 or 180. So there's the standard on mode. It's got 3 temperatures. It's got a cold setting, a middle setting, and then like a high setting. And then it's got 3 speeds as well, but I always just put it on the maximum speed. But it has taken me a while to get to use this properly, to the point where I actually like my hair with it and it works well. I do find that I have to pin curl my hair with this. So once I've curled it, I will clip my curls up for a little bit just for them to set into place. Otherwise, I find that the curls just drop out pretty quickly. I know that some people find that, some people don't find that. I think it just depends on your hair texture, your hair type, how well of a curl your hair holds. But for me personally, I find that I do have to clip up my curls and kind of wait about 20 minutes before I take them out. Otherwise, they just drop out so quickly. And then the Babyless styler, which is called the Advanced Power Styling Air Styler. Oh no, it's not called that. It's called the Air Styler 1000. The actual tool looks like this. It's definitely a lot lighter than the Dyson. They both have cords, by the way, which are a pretty decent length. So this one doesn't have any speed settings. It's just got temperature settings. So it does have a cool mode, which is the first little. It then has slow, and fast. It says 2 heats plus a cool setting. So I'm guessing the slower speed is the cooler setting and then the faster one is the hottest setting. I don't even know. This one also does come with a glove, which kind of makes me think that this is going to get quite hot. Because with the Dyson one, there's no glove or anything. Oh, I don't think so anyway. I've never burnt myself on the Dyson because it doesn't get hot enough. But this makes me a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to start off with the hairdryer attachment. Then I'll probably move in onto some of the smoothing brushes just to smooth out my hair. And then we're going to finish it off with both sides, curling my hair. The barrel on this one is definitely a little bit shorter, but we'll see how we go. The main difference is that this is not going to suck your hair up like the Dyson one does. It's literally just kind of like a hairdryer attachment, but the heat comes out of this. So you're going to have to wrap it like a standard curling wand, if that makes sense. Let's get my hair out of my towel. I've had my hair sitting in this towel for like over an hour now, so my hair is starting to get a little bit drier on the ends. By the way, yes, my hair is naturally wavy, but I never like leave it like this because it just becomes a whole mess. The top half of it is like quite wavy and then the bottom just goes to nothing because it's so dead. I'm gonna brush my hair gently. You don't want your hair to be dry. You want it to be just a little bit damp. If it's completely dry, it's not gonna work. And if it's soaking wet, it's not gonna work. You kind of want it to be in between. But I am gonna dry my roots because obviously the curling attachments you don't use like right up here. So I'm just gonna put in a bit of leave-in conditioner. Then I use this Moroccan oil stuff, which is the Protect and Prevent spray. But it just smells really good and makes my hair feel really nice. By the way, I would just like to say this video is in no way sponsored. The Dyson... Oh, that just went in my mouth. Yes, the Dyson Airwrap was gifted to me last Christmas. Again, like, don't know what they were thinking. But that was in exchange for no kind of content or anything. They were just very, very, very nice. And then the Babyless one I bought off the Boots website. So I just sprayed a bit of heat protectant. And then I do use a bit of oil as well, but I don't use it at this stage. I'll use it a bit later on. This side of my head, I'm going to do the Babyless. This side of my head, I'm going to use my Dyson. Oh, and I would just like to say my left side of my head, this one, is a little bit thicker just because I part my hair a tiny bit over this way. And let's see what Babyless has got. I'm going to just use the hairdryer on the hot setting probably. I'm not sure how well that was coming across on camera, but on the first setting, kind of just feels like somebody's breathing on your hair. Like, watch this. It doesn't feel like much power is coming out of this at all. Maybe I've got this on the wrong way around. Okay, then I'm going to try it on the faster setting. I think if you were going to use this just purely as a hairdryer, it would take you a long time because not a whole lot of air is coming out of it. It's not really blowing my hair around much. It doesn't feel very powerful. By the way, I'm mostly just focusing on my roots. I mean, I think it would do the job, but it didn't feel that powerful so far with just the hairdryer one. And this feels very hot now. That would be why they put the glove in, but I'm just going to use my sleeve. Okay, Dyson attachment for the hairdryer. The Dyson one as a hairdryer alone is definitely more powerful so far. Like, yeah, this is a good hairdryer, but if you're just wanting a hairdryer, just get a basic one. And then my hair is a frizzy mess and I look like a witch, but I'm just going to brush it again so it's still damp at the ends and it still feels a bit damp, but my roots are mostly dry. So next I'm going to take the smoothing brush for the Babyless one and I'm going to see if I can try and smooth out some of this frizziness up here. It's definitely working. It's definitely smoothing that out. It feels like it's more the heat that's doing that though, rather than the power of the air coming out of it, if that makes sense. I do definitely find it easier when I'm using, well, when I'm normally using my Dyson to section my hair, but when I say section my hair, I just kind of take a bit, flop it over onto the other side, and then just kind of shove it out the way. Definitely worked to smooth my hair out quite a lot. Obviously I didn't go all the way down to the ends because I am still gonna try and curl these, but for these bits of my hair I always find that I need some kind of round brush. I would usually straighten these, but if I'm doing it just with like a blow dryer or my Airwrap or whatever, I will use a round brush to like get right up in these roots because these bits go so kinky. But I would do that in a sec. So far that's definitely worked at smoothing out my hair, which is pretty great. I like that brush attachment. I think that works pretty well. So weirdly the Airwrap has got these two brush attachments attachments. I'm really sorry that mine have got hair in them. I'm a human being, okay? Like, nothing's perfect here. One of them's got little bobbles on the end. The other one doesn't have little bobbles on the end. I guess I will use this one because it's the most similar to the Babyless one. With the Dyson one, they do move as you brush your hair down. It kind of like points the airflow down. I was just doing a bit of reading before this video about the Airwrap just so that I got my facts straight. And it said something that like it checks the temperature 40 times a minute or something to make sure that it's not getting too hot and frying your hair. I don't know how much I believe that, but this definitely doesn't get too hot. Okay, so comparing the two sides, I don't really think there's a whole lot of difference. They've both definitely been smoothed. One thing I do just have to say, this side feels a little bit softer. I don't know if this side is any shinier than this side. I don't know if that's just a like placebo effect type thing. I don't know, but they both feel nice. They both feel smooth. However, one con that I find with the Airwrap is because it only goes up to 150 degrees, I find that it doesn't last as long than if I was to use my straighteners, and it doesn't give me as smooth hair as if I was to use straighteners. I know for some people they find that they don't have any issues with that, but because my hair is quite frizzy and it's quite like the individual hairs get a little bit like kinky and just they can curl in different directions and stuff, and it does frizz. I don't find that this tames my frizz fully, and yes, it looks very smooth now, but sometimes I find that after about like an hour or so, this bit, if I just do it with the smoothing brush, it starts to go like a little bit kinky again and it doesn't stay completely straight. So that is why I use the round brush to do like the front pieces of my hair to make sure that they're fully smoothed out. Okay, don't mind how ridiculous I look right now. So yes, it is lower temperature and it's not as damaging to your hair, but it doesn't last as long. So it's kind of like pros and cons. But I think overall, the reason I've continued to use this is just because it doesn't make my hair feel like crispy straw, and my hair was so damaged and getting so damaged, and I just thought I can't continue like this or all my hair is going to fall out. So I definitely have noticed that since using this, yes, I might have to touch up my hair a couple of days in a row just to make sure that it's fully smoothed, or like recurl it on the second day, but overall like the condition of my hair doesn't feel as bad. Okay, so smoothing brushes, pretty similar. Ooh, I should have cleaned this. That's disgusting. How do you even clean a round brush? I don't know how to get the hairs out. This is so gross. I know I'm not the only one out there that forgets to take all the hair out the hairbrush. I know it's not just me. So the Babyless round brush attachment is quite big and it just clips on like this. It's quite, it's got like a lot of spaces in it. The Airwrap brush is a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower, and the bristles don't have the little bobbly bits on the end, and they're a bit closer together. So I feel like they would kind of grip the hair more. I think this one might be a bit big, but we'll see. Normally the way that I would style the front of my hair is I would take both pieces like this and I will blow dry it like that, and then I'll blow dry it up like this and then let it drop, and then it just kind of sits nicely. But let's try one side at a time. Let's do the Babyless one first. That's hot. Okay, be careful. I completely forgot that I was supposed to put this glove on, and I just went to like rest this in my lap and I've put it on my hand. This metal gets really hot. Okay, that is one thing just to be wary of. I think that smoothed my fringe bit quite nicely. But yeah, be warned, that got very hot very quickly. One thing I like about that though is that because the bristles are quite spread out, your hair doesn't really get tangled in it, which was good. It kind of smoothly moved throughout my hair. Although I do wish that the barrel was a little bit smaller, but that worked pretty well. Let's compare on the Dyson side. Also, I noticed that my hair is getting drier and drier, so I'm probably gonna have to spray through the ends of it again. So let's take this side. Okay, so again, that has worked pretty well to just smooth out that piece of my hair, and pretty much did the same kind of thing on both sides. I think they're pretty even, but obviously this one doesn't get quite as hot. It still definitely does get hot, but not enough to the point where I was like, shit, it's just burnt my finger off. This one definitely grips the hair a little bit more, which has pros because it kind of like, you know, you can get it really taut, but also as well, your hair's more likely to get stuck in the Dyson one. So I would say again, relatively even for that. Although this one's given my hair a bit more of like a woo. I'm just gonna give the ends of my hair another little spritz with some of this spray. I think what I'm gonna do is the Dyson side first with the curls, just so I can clip them and kind of leave them to set like I normally do. Because yeah, the con with the Dyson is if I don't do that, the curls will literally just drop out after like half an hour. So I'm using some of the Molly May and Beauty Works clips actually. I find that these work really well. And I'm using the attachment that is for the left side of my head. You will know because when you look in the mirror, the arrow points away from your head. You want to make sure you brush your hair so that there's not a whole load of tangles. And then I take a piece of hair that's about this big, turn it on, and it just sucks your hair up. I give it a cool shot. So you hold up this button and it switches to cool air. It's not that cool, to be honest. And then I switch it off once I've done my cool shot, and then I will just slide it out into my hand, so I've still got the curl here like a tube. And then I take one of these clips, and this is kind of hard to do because I wasn't really looking in the mirror, and then I would just clip it like that and just let it be. And then I just repeat that on all the sections of my hair. By the way, if I do end up wanting to touch up my hair the next day, I will just spray it with something to make it a little bit damp so that it holds a little bit longer. I think a lot of people get confused with the Airwrap because they think that you have to like wrap your hair around it, but you don't put it up here, you put it at the very end, and then it will just suck your hair up. And I think I hold it there per curl for about 20 seconds. Oh, oops, look, there's a bit of the bottom half. I don't know what I'm doing, okay. And then I usually do the front little piece of my hair separately, and I don't pin it because otherwise you end up looking a bit like one of those judges that wears the curly wig. Do you know what I mean? So I then just take the front piece and I will do it for about 10 seconds and then just leave it to drop on its own. It looks insane at first, but I promise you it does drop out. And I normally just leave it like this, so it looks crazy, but then, like I said, it does drop out. So let's just put it over there. Leave them for as long as possible, basically. Most of the time, I will just leave them for about 20 minutes because I'm quite disorganized, and I will do it just before going out somewhere. Not that I've got anywhere to be at the moment, but it is quite annoying walking around with these clips on your head. So let's try the Babyless and see what happens. So let's put the curling attachment on. I feel like this part of my hair's already started to kink a little bit. I'm gonna just give it another little spray. I haven't used a classic curling wand in so long and I can't really remember what I'm doing. So I guess let's just try a piece of hair the same sort of thickness as with my Airwrap. Wait, I'm gonna have to use my left hand and do it over my head. So as suspected, the air literally just comes out of it like a normal hairdryer, but in all directions through these little holes. Ooh, well that worked. That's worked really well. However, this gets really hot and it blows the hot air like onto your fingers. That's why there's a glove. I'm gonna put the glove on because I'm a bit of an idiot not putting the glove on. Where is the glove? What have I done? Oh, I did put it on the cool shot at the end. It's not quite as long as the Dyson barrel, so I feel like I can't do as thick sections of hair. Slightly smaller this time. I've definitely got a nice curl there. I could still feel the really hot heat coming through the glove. So I'm pretty sure what this is basically doing is just heating up this metal bit to the same sort of temperatures as an actual curling wand. And then you're effectively kind of like curling your hair, but with hot air, which it is working, as you can see. It's giving me some nice curls. Okay, so just a word of warning, it definitely does get quite hot. It doesn't say on the box how hot it does get, but this definitely gets hotter than the Airwrap, so I'm not sure. If you were looking for a curler that's like not gonna damage your hair as much, I have a feeling, I could be wrong, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Ah, now I've lost the, I'm gonna have to try again with the next one. Okay, this one I will try my best. Why am I finding this so difficult? Okay, there we go. There we go. I've got the curl. I've got the curl in my hand. And then, oh shit, it's the wrong hand. It's because I'm so not used to doing that. Well, that was a terrible effort, but it's clipped. Oh god, what have I done here? What the hell? So, why am I finding this so difficult to clip up these curls? I think it's because I'm just not used to doing it with my left hand. Because obviously with the Dyson, you don't have to do it like over your head like that. It was just confusing me a bit. I'm really sorry, but I managed to clip it. Cool. Okay, we're nearly there. And then finally, this little piece of hair here. Wow, I'd really forgotten how much curling your hair makes your arms ache. That has definitely really worked to curl my hair. Let's let down this one that I did pin. Okay, that one looks a little bit more bouncy. And then I'm gonna let down my Dyson side and we can compare the differences. Nearly ripped my hair out. So obviously you don't leave your hair looking like this unless you do have a preference for looking like one of the judges with the curly wig. So what I would normally do is at this stage, I would then just run through it with my fingers and usually flip my hair upside down. I'm gonna have to redo my fringe because that's not sitting right with me. Let me just give my hair a bit of a flip. Yeah, I definitely need to redo this bit around my face because that's like looking a bit weird to me. So at this stage, I know that this still looks insane and it looks like I've stepped straight out of Toddlers and Tiaras or a beauty pageant or something. It's very, very bouncy and very curly. However, this does drop, and the more that you brush it, the more that it's going to drop out. So I am just going to take my hairbrush and give it a bit of a brush through. And then as well, I do just take some hair oil and I'm just going to put a little bit of this through it. Through both sides. So the overall look of my hair, looking at first glance, you probably wouldn't think that I, use two different tools to style it. I think this side gives more of a beachy wave and a bit of a more standard curling iron wave. This side gives a bit more of like a blow dried effect and a bit more of a voluminous bouncy wave, whereas this one is just more, I guess because you have to take more sections, it's a little bit more piecey and a little bit more beachy, which I do really like. I like how my hair looks on this side. I think it looks really nice. This one is more glam, but I do find that throughout the day, like I said, this doesn't stay like this. It does drop out, and then for me it drops into a more loose wave, which I really do like the look of. And just like comparing how my hair feels, this side feels a little bit more kind of crispy. It still feels soft, it still does feel soft, but I actually can feel a difference. I'm just gonna brush through this side and see if it does the same thing. Okay, yeah, look at that. So brushing it through is definitely giving me that kind of bouncier, wavy look, which is kind of similar to this side. I just think that this side has got a little bit more volume and a little bit more like, I don't know, it's just a bit more glamorous. I am actually gonna update you throughout the day. I'm not going anywhere today. I'm just taking the dog for a walk. Nobody's gonna notice that my hair looks slightly different on both sides. My prediction is the Babyless side is probably gonna last longer than the Dyson, but we'll see. I did only leave it about 15 minutes with my hair being pinned up with this side, and obviously because it is lower heat, it's probably not going to last as long. If you have a Dyson Airwrap and you have found a perfect method of getting your hair to last really long with the curls, please let me know, because I always have to top it up the next day. It's 2:45 in the afternoon on Sunday. Hello guys, bit of an interesting update. We took Pinky for a walk. I had to put my hat on because it was really cold. It wasn't like raining outside, but it was quite damp in the air and foggy. And this is the situation. This is the Dyson side. I can't remember which, like if the selfie camera flips it, but this was the Dyson side. This was the Babyless side. They've both gone pretty frizzy and dropped out, and my hair feels a little bit damp. Not ideal for testing, but let's see. Oh wow. Both sides have definitely dropped out a lot. It does not normally drop at this rate. I think it was the damp air that's caused it to drop out, which is such a shame. I think the Babyless side would also last longer if I'd have pin curled it. I'm sure it would have done, and I probably should have done that, but I just wanted to see how it lasted on its own. So it's now nearly midnight. Well, it's about 11:30 or like 20 to midnight, I think. I've just brushed through my hair. This is the Dyson side. This was the Babyless side. So as you can see, this side has definitely dropped out more, but they've both dropped out significantly. This is what I mean. I don't find the curls last all day. And yes, it probably didn't help that I went for a walk and it was quite damp. So I think for both of these, the best thing to do, and especially for the Babyless one as well, which I didn't really do at all, is to pin your curls. And what I would say is leave them as long as possible. There we go. But at the end of the day, this is a £40 or £60 hair tool. This is £400. So this one is 10 times cheaper. So it's up to you which you'd rather spend your money on. Let me know down below which side you prefer and what your thoughts are, because I'd love to know. So I guess overall, the pros of the Babyless, a lot cheaper. It's actually more lightweight to hold, and it does work. And the smoothing brush was nice, and it's still giving me definitely results. The cons of the Babyliss one are it does get very hot, so you've just got to watch for your fingers and make sure you wear the gloves so you don't burn yourself. So I guess that way there's more heat damage. It also doesn't come with as many attachments. And the round brush I don't think worked as well as the Dyson side in terms of like smoothing out my fringe. And also with the Babyliss as well, it obviously doesn't suck up your hair and you have to like switch arms like this for each side and hold it over your head, which is a bit more painful on the arms than with the Dyson. You just hold it down here and it does like the wrapping for you. The pros of the Dyson are that it, you know, it wraps your hair up for you. It has more attachments. It doesn't damage your hair as much. It doesn't burn you as much because it doesn't get as hot. And it does come with more attachments. And I would say it gives a little bit more volume and more of that kind of like professional blow dried effect. But then the cons of the Dyson are it's very, very expensive, like ridiculously expensive. And also I find that the curls don't last as long because it uses less heat. Right, I'm just gonna answer a question of the day. If you guys have got any more questions for me, please leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day, and I might answer it in my next video. Today's question of the day comes from Gemma Baker, and they have said, what's your favorite dessert? I love your videos and how you talk openly about your anxiety, and your videos help me calm down when my anxiety is high or bad. Well, I'm glad that my videos can help you in some sort of way, but I'm really sorry that you're suffering with anxiety. I hope things get better for you. What is my favorite dessert? I have quite a few. I've got a very sweet tooth. I love desserts and anything sweet. I would say my number one favorite dessert is probably tiramisu. I love tiramisu. I know it's a bit of a rogue one, but absolutely love it. And as well, close second to that, any kind of hot chocolate brownie pudding or chocolate melt in the middle puddings or anything chocolatey, I just absolutely love. Or profiteroles with chocolate, with the chocolate sauce on. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to get some food now. Oh, and cake. How could I forget? I love cake. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop talking because I'm really hungry and I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna leave this here. I hope you guys found it interesting. I will link both of the tools down below in the description box if you guys want to get your hands on either of them. I mean, not a lot of people are just gonna be like, yeah, you know what, I'll just spend £400 on a Dyson Airwrap. It's definitely a decision that you would have to consider and research into and think carefully about, I would say. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys are doing good, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.